Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL preview video. Today, I'm going to break down the New Orleans Saints. Now, if you're new to this channel and you like football, hit that subscribe button. Join the growing community of football junkies and fans of all 32 NFL teams. Now, here's how my preview videos work. First, I give you 3 things I like about the Saints. Then I give you 3 things I don't like about the Saints. Then I break down the schedule, go over the yearly win total odds, and at the end, I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Saints. So let's kick this off. 3 things I like about the Saints. First thing I like about the Saints is that they were a top 5 scoring defense the last 2 years. In 2020, they were 5th in scoring defense, allowing 21.1 points a game. Last year, they were 4th, allowing only 19.7 points per game. Personally, I think this was a top 5 NFL defense last year, but that's subjective. What's not subjective is that they were top 5 in points allowed over the last 2 years. Personally, I think that people have a hard time believing the Saints are such a good defensive team because in the 2010s, they had a bad defense and Drew Brees threw for all those yards. It's hard to look at the Saints as having one of the best defenses in the NFL. Well, they do, and this goes hand in hand with the second thing I like about the Saints, and that is I like their new safeties. Last year, the Saints' starting safeties were Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Williams. This year, it's going to be Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu. Now, Malcolm Jenkins retired in the offseason, and he was still playing at a pretty high level, but I think it's very safe to say that he's lost a step or two. And Marcus Williams signed a massive free agent contract with Baltimore, a 5-year, $70 million contract with a 14.965. We're just going to round up to $15 million signing bonus and $37 million guaranteed. These numbers are very important. Tyrann Mathieu, who's going to basically replace him at free safety, signed a 3-year, $28.3 million contract with a $9.5 million signing bonus and $18 million guaranteed, while Marcus May signed a 3-year deal for $22.5 million, a $6 million signing bonus, $14.5 million guaranteed. Basically, you're looking at Marcus Williams' $15 million signing bonus versus a combined $15.5 million signing bonus, where the Saints are paying out $32.5 in guaranteed money. Williams is getting $37 million in guaranteed money. Basically, Baltimore is paying Williams what the Saints are going to pay both Mathieu and May. Now, personally speaking, I think this is a slight upgrade. Nothing against Malcolm Jenkins and Marcus Williams, but I think that you're getting a better duo in Mathieu and May. It will take some time to learn the system, but I think the Saints defense actually got better. But let's say it is a drop-off. 1, it's not going to be a major drop-off, and 2, it's a necessary one. Father Time's undefeated, all players retire, and ultimately you can't pay everyone. Third thing I like about the Saints is Jameis Winston. Now, I was positive when the Saints traded for one of the Eagles' first-round picks that it was going to be for a quarterback, and there was going to be some controversy or a quarterback battle during training camp. Instead, the Saints decided that they're going to roll with Jameis Winston as the 2022 starting quarterback. I think this is a real smart move. It's not that Winston doesn't have top 10 quarterback talent. It's really his decision making. And last year he did start 7 games. He got injured early in the 7th game, but up until his injury, he had 11 passing touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He also showed some good scrambling ability, something that was an improvement on his previous game. Now, he's not going to be mistaken for Lamar Jackson anytime soon, but this was an added surprise. If he continues his development and he continues with low interceptions, this is a top 10 quarterback, and it's a really smart thing that the Saints decided not to draft a quarterback this year. Well, that's my opinion. So just to recap the 3 things I like about the Saints, the top 5 scoring defense the last 2 years. I like their new safeties, and I like Jameis Winston. Now, 3 things I don't like about the Saints. Number 1 thing I don't like about the Saints is the Alvin Kamara upcoming suspension. Now, nothing's been set in stone, but it appears that he's going to miss 6 games in 2022 with a suspension. Now, this is what the Saints are preparing for, but again, this isn't set in stone. It could happen this year. It could happen in 2023. And even though we don't know the exact duration, it appears to be a 6-game suspension. In my opinion, Alvin Kamara is the Saints' best offensive player. So when he does miss those 6 games, if it is 6 games, it's going to be a big blow for the Saints to overcome. Second thing I don't like about the Saints is that their defense revolves around 2 33-year-old players. Demario Davis turns 34 in January, and Cameron Jordan is 33. He'll be 34 in July. Now, the last 5 years, Cameron Jordan has just played lights out, maybe one of the best defensive ends in all of football. And I actually don't think he needs to play another down to enter the Hall of Fame. I think he's Canton bound whenever he decides to stop playing. And Demario Davis, since he's arrived in New Orleans, has just been as good as any linebacker in the NFL. What's kind of funny is his first 5 years were pretty good, but his last 5 have just been phenomenal, off the charts. So the NFL has a saying: it's better to get rid of a player 1 year too early than 1 year too late. But neither one of these guys show any signs of dropping off. They're both one of the best defensive ends and one of the best linebackers in the National Football League. But you're entering years 11 and year 12, and that's a lot to ask. If you have one starter who's 33 or older, that's one thing. But the Saints' 2 best defensive players turned 34 in January and July. Is it really reasonable to expect the same top-tier performance this late in their career? Well, that's the question you got to ask. The third thing I don't like about the Saints is concerns at left tackle. Now, last year, Teron Armstead ended up missing about half the season with injuries, but the previous 3 years he was a Pro Bowl left tackle, and he probably would have gone to his 4th consecutive Pro Bowl if he didn't have multiple injuries that kept him out of about half the season. His backup, James Hurst, who was the Saints swing tackle, he stepped in and played pretty well, but there's a very good reason the Saints used one of their first round draft picks on Trevor Penning. Now, no matter what the Saints do this year at the left tackle position, it's not reasonable for them to expect the same Pro Bowl performance that they've had the last several years with Armstead. Now, long term, Penning may turn out to be a Pro Bowl left tackle, but it's not reasonable to expect that in 2022. So just to recap the 3 things I don't like about the Saints: the Kamara suspension, whenever that occurs, the defense revolving around 2 33-year-old starters, and the left tackle situation. Now, let's go over the schedule. I'm going to give you the yearly win total odds, and then I reveal if I'm going to put action down on the Saints. The Saints' schedule starts off pretty favorably. Now, 2 out of their first 3 games are on the road, but they're very winnable road games at Atlanta and at Carolina. Now, you do play Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home week 2, but while Tom Brady and the Buccaneers beat the Saints in the playoffs regular season, they're 0-4 against the Saints. And then week 4 is a London game. Now, there is no bye after the London game, but you do get 2 consecutive home games after the London trip. Then you get a Thursday night game at Arizona. But week 7, you get a little advantage. You get to host the Raiders, who play Sunday, so you get a few extra days rest, and you get to host them right before the toughest part of the schedule, which is a brutal 5-game stretch where you have 3 playoff opponents on the road from 2021 and 2 tough home games against Baltimore and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, week 14, you get a bye, but the Falcons also get a bye week 14. Then you have 2 tough road games, followed by week 18, you host Carolina. So let's go over the schedule again, and realistically, I could see a 2-1 start. And you get the London game followed by 2 home games. I could easily see a fast 4-2 start for the Saints. Now, let's just split the next 2 games for fun before the final, before that 5-game brutal stretch, and let's just skip these 5 games. And I'm doing this for a reason. All right. Week 15, Atlanta comes to town. I see a win there, and I also see a week 18 win with Carolina coming to town. That's 7 wins. Now, let's just split weeks 16 and 17, and this gets you to 8 wins right here. Now, why is this important? Because Caesar Sportsbook has a yearly win total odds at 8. Barstool has 8.5. Now, I already got you to 8, meaning that the Saints can get just one win in this brutal 5-game stretch. They covered over. So bottom line, I like the Saints to cover the over, and this is a team I am putting action on. Now, this is my opinion, but I really want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think. Drop a comment below. Let's talk football. Now, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Give me a thumbs up and ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. Tomorrow, I am breaking down the Philadelphia Eagles, so I will see you tomorrow.